What's up, Meta Nerds? This video is all about the DH-17 blaster pistol, the weapon that is mostly associated with the soldiers of the Rebel Alliance. It was also the standard issue military sidearm for the planetary security forces, independent security companies that help protect different worlds throughout the years of the Galactic Republic. After the declaration of the New Order, the act that replaced the Republic with the Empire, making many of these illegal and had to be sold on the black market, where they fell into the hands of the Rebel Alliance. Let's take a look around the gun to see where everything was and how it all worked. At the back of this blaster was the gas refill valve, which could be replaced with more radioactive gas. An energy meter was located right here, displaying how much juice was left in the power pack, which is this boxy looking thing sticking out of the side, with the power clip release located here, and the safety and trigger located below. When this trigger was pulled, a burst of gas was released from this chamber, energized by the power pack, and accelerated through the barrel. This barrel contained some specialized tech that allowed this blaster to be fired at an extremely fast rate, while still packing a powerful punch. The ionized round of plasma would go through this prismatic crystal housing, and then shaped and stabilized by the static pulse adapters. The emitter nozzle would then restrict these rounds, helping to make them more accurate. And of course you had this optional scope on top, with these two knobs acting as scope adjustments. The DH-17 cost 550 credits, about half the cost of the Stormtrooper's E11, which cost 1,000 credits. But while these two blasters have the exact same shot capacity, the real problem with the Rebels blaster is with its range. The E11 has a range of 300 meters, whereas the DH-17 has an optimal range of 30 meters and a maximum range of only 120 meters. That means it would be almost impossible for a Rebel trooper to hit a target that is just one football field away. But to be fair, all Star Wars weapons have a pretty ridiculously low range of fire, much less than even pistols from here on Earth. The gas chamber had enough for 500 shots, with the standard power pack supplying enough energy for 100 shots. And because this thing could be fired fully automatic, this power pack could be drained in as little as 20 seconds. With that very low range we mentioned before, mixed with this high rate of fire, it was mostly used for firing down the corridors of ships, as it wasn't too powerful to start blasting holes through your ship, but plenty strong enough to pierce body armor. And yes, that does include Stormtrooper body armor, something I just wanted to mention, as on our Stormtrooper armor video, I saw a lot of people repeating the myth that rounds weren't going through their armor, they were just being dispersed across the surface, but this just simply isn't true, as the lore on this gun specifically refers to its armor-piercing rounds, and this blaster isn't even as powerful as the A280. That being said, it also had a semi-automatic mode, preferred by most soldiers, just so they didn't burn through their power pack, and it even had a low power stun setting, which could be used to capture your target alive. And there was also a carbine, and snub-nose versions of this blaster. So that's it for the DH-17, but a really cool behind the scenes fact is that the actual DH-17 prop that was used in the original trilogy was made using the same Sterling L2A3 submachine guns that were used to make the E11. Modifications were made to both blasters to give it some more sci-fi flair, with the most notable differences being the barrel and the scope, and whereas the E11s used on screen could actually fire blanks, the DH-17s in A New Hope were built from casts of the Sterling submachine gun, and thus could not fire. But the DH-17s used for The Empire Strikes Back were built off of real working Sterling submachine guns, and thus could also fire. And there's actually a bit of a consistency issue during the detention block scene on the Death Star, where you can see that officers are carrying DH-17 props until they start firing, and they turn into E11s. So that's it for the DH-17. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to check out our social media, or ways that you can help support this channel, be sure to check out the description down below. If you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications. But more important than all that, remember, every faction in Star Wars has terrible accuracy, and the Force will be with you, always.